Hey cooks, today on the show we're going to use the Cosori 8-quart pressure cooker to make a homemade vegetable stock. I love Cosori's products, and we've previously looked at the 6-quart pressure cooker, but this bad boy is an 8-quart. So if you're into freezer cooking, if you're into once a month or once a week cooking, this has the capacity to get the job done. So join me. We're going to make a vegetable stock in this 8-quart Cosori pressure cooker. So making your own homemade vegetable stock is so much better than buying the stuff in the store. I do buy that stuff out of convenience, but there are times where I just want to make my own fresh stock. And vegetable stock is a great thing as a base for a lot of different recipes. You can take all your scrap vegetables. We chopped all our vegetables in the previous upload. I'll put a link down in the description. We have all kinds of great stuff to put into this stock. The great thing about doing it in an electric pressure cooker is we're going to put everything in there, we're going to fill it with water, and in 45 minutes, that thing is going to cook. We're going to naturally release it, and we're going to have homemade vegetable stock. We don't need to boil it for 3-4 hours, because I know we don't have time for that, right? But an electric pressure cooker is a good compromise between buying the stuff like stock in a box in the store versus having to boil stock for hours. This speeds up the process, but it still gives us that nice homemade flavor, particularly with vegetable stock, because you're not spending a lot of time creating a lot of gelatin in the stock. You don't really have that with the vegetable stock. So this is the Cosori. This is the 8-quart pressure cooker. And you guys know pressure cookers are like the big thing. And everybody asks me, why would I buy a pressure cooker? Well, a pressure cooker does 7 things at once. It sautés, it slow cooks, you can make yogurt, one-pot meals, all that fun stuff. Look at that, right? That looks pretty fabulous. So these pressure cookers are not like the pressure cooker that we used to have on the stovetop where we watch the thing jiggle, 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 and we worry if it's going to blow the top off, right? These are different than they used to be. This is throw the lid on, put it on seal. There's tons of safety features in these things, and that's what makes them a lot better and safer than the pressure cookers we knew from days in the past. So it has 9 different safety features to give you that peace of mind, speedy cooking time, lots of presets, and it's designed with you in mind. The people at Cosori really think about how home cooks would use a pressure cooker with in mind that people are concerned about safety. So they put tons of features in there to keep this pressure cooker safe. And it is so easy to use one of these. It's not like, the way it used to be. So let's get this baby out of the box. This box is huge, by the way. It's noticeably larger than the 6-quart. So the first thing we have, of course, is our manual. And let's see what we got here. And one thing I really love about Cosori's products, and you guys have probably heard this from me, I like really nice manuals, thorough manuals that are printed on really nice paper, because this is something that we're going to return to over time to become familiar with our cookers. So not only does it have the instruction manual, but it also has a recipe book. And if you've never used an electric pressure cooker before, you can use this to guide you. It has a little cheat sheet with times, cooking times for rice, beans, grains, poultry. Look at this. Beef stew, Mongolian beef, baby back ribs, classic chicken noodle soup, cilantro, lime, black beans. I mean, this just goes on and on. I love when manufacturers take the time. Ooh, peach cobbler. Take the time to give you really nice documentation, and recipe books are definitely great in that. Also, here's your warranty information. Really, really nice material that goes along with you. They actually gave me two. Material that goes along with this cooker. So it goes to show you that they pay attention to detail, right? So let me get this baby out of here. Ooh. So it comes with a glass lid, which is really nice. This is one thing about Cosori. They usually give you these glass lids. On other cookers, you have to pay extra for those, but they always give you those. It's so nice. Whew. Let me get my helper. Dun, dun, dun. Get it out.
Hi, y'all.
Ooh.
This weighs 21 pounds.
Thank you, my lovely assistant. Okay, so, wow. I'm gonna have to call someone to pick up my trash, right? Wow, this machine is amazing. It is huge. If you, wow, and look at it, it's absolutely gorgeous. It is a beautiful, beautiful machine. Woo! So guys, look at this machine. This machine is absolutely beautiful. It is huge. So it has the classic Cosori menu here. So this lid is a little different because you pull this like this and then you open it, and it has a thing that holds it. This is awesome. So in here we have our inner pot, and let me move the cooker over. We have a really nice stainless steel inner pot. In here we have an extra sealing ring. That's nice. Comes with a measuring cup and a ladle and a rice paddle. It also comes with, wow, a steaming rack. So you put the rack in here, put your water in here, put your vegetables on top, and you steam your vegetables. So let me get this all washed up and we will make our vegetable stock. Okay, so to remove the lid for cleaning, all you do is you unloosen this little button and the lid comes off. And then you're able to wash it. Okay, so we ran a water test. The reason why you do a water test is just to make sure everything's functioning properly and you get used to running the cooker. And then I put 4 cups of water in there, ran it on a manual setting. I manually released the pressure to make sure the valves all cleared out and we're ready to go. So we chopped our vegetables. I'll put a link down in the description. We used one of my fancy new knives to do that. And we got all kinds of stuff here. So you can use leftovers from when you're cooking other dishes. Just keep them in a Ziploc bag, throw them in the freezer. When you're ready to make your stock, you'll be ready. I didn't have that. So I have a huge bucket of vegetables here. So let's see, this is sort of like Halloween candy, right? I got carrots, celery, I got leeks, I got mushrooms, I have more leeks, more celery, Got some bell pepper in here. Got green onion. I got regular onion. You want to keep the skins on your onion because that'll help give you a little browner stock. A lot of times vegetable stock is kind of not clear, but not as, brown as like a meat stock. You could roast all these vegetables in advance. It would give you a richer stock. Wow. We have a lot in here. So we got all kinds of stuff in here. I'm also going to put in about 5 cloves of garlic because that's how I am. I also have some organic thyme. I'm going to put some sprigs of thyme in. We're going to strain this stock, so I have actually quite a bit of this. So I'm going to put in quite a bit of stalks of thyme. I also have 4 or 5 bay leaves, and I have some peppercorns. Now let's get the water. Okay, so I filled it mostly full of water. I'm gonna fill it up one more time. You want to fill your cooker about 80% full. You don't want your pressure cooker to be all the way up to the top. I'm not going to salt this. The reason I'm not is I salt it when I use it in a dish because you never know what you're going to use this for. So this stock I'm going to strain out and bag up and put in the freezer. And that way every time I need stock, I just take it out. And depending on the dish, I salt to taste on the dish, not on my stock. So if you're going to make soup out of it immediately, go ahead and salt it. But I'm not going to salt it because I'm saving this for the future, right? So we're going to go ahead and put our lid down. I'm going to make sure that my valve here is set to sealing. Otherwise, you'll lose all your steam, right? And we're going to hit manual. And we're going to cook this for 45 minutes. So I'm going to change this to 45. And we're going to hit start. And what the Cosori is going to do is you're going to see that round light just going around and round. When it comes to pressure, you'll hear a little seal on here and it'll start counting down from 45 minutes. So when that happens, we are going to just manually release it and then we'll be ready to handle our stock. So we'll be right back. Okay, so the buzzer just went off, so it's now time to release the pressure. So stand back, folks. Woohoo! Ah! Smells like vegetables. Okay, so the pressure's out and we're gonna go ahead and open this baby up. We're gonna go like that and we're gonna open it. Ooh, look at that. That looks really, really nice. Ooh, the stock is actually kind of rich. I mean, I'm used to a vegetable stock being a lot lighter than a meat stock, but look at the color on that. Ooh, I think a lot of that is because of the onions, the onion skins. Look at that. That is beautiful. Wow. Should I take a little sip? It's going to be very bland because we don't have any salt in here. It's hot. Yeah, it's pretty bland because there's no salt. If you want to salt it, you can. I'm going to leave it like this because I want to salt my final dish. So we got to get this out of here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the lid off. So I'm just going to use my little alligator tool here. And we're going to take this thing off here. Woo. And then we're going to go ahead and take the lid off. Woo. And so what I have here is a stock pot with a strainer on it. And pretty much, I want to get this into here. Not sure if I should. I'm afraid to just pour it. I'm afraid to just pour it because it's really, really hot. So what if I just ladle it, huh, Boo?
We've got a gallon of ladling, Amy.
Yeah, but it's really hot. So it's probably just easier for me to ladle it. If you want a nice cup of broth, just put some salt in it and maybe some little seasonings, and you can have a nice cup of soup. Just broth if you have a cold or something for the winter. So you see how that is? We're straining out so we have the spent vegetables, and we're straining them out. So I'm going to get my lovely assistant over here.
You're okay with that guy being there? I got my thermonuclear protective gloves on, right? So Amy was going to have me use these little crock looking things, and I don't want to die.
Ooh. That's liquid gold right there.
That's some pretty stuff right there.
Ooh.
Almost out of there. But all the liquid's out, so I think that's...
You can squeeze it with the thing, though, to get every drop out.
Oh, every drop. Your mushrooms might have given up some of that color.
Yeah, the mushrooms, too. Carrot gives up some.
Carrot, we just had a party in there.
That is a rich looking stock.
We need to do this with beer. Oh, beer stock.
Beer stock?
Uh-huh.
That you just heat the beer up. Okay, so here is our rich vegetable stock. This is pretty amazing because usually I've tried to make vegetable stock on the stove and I don't get this rich brown color. It looks absolutely fantastic. Now, you're not going to get the silky mouthfeel of a meat stock that has a bunch of gelatin in it. There's obviously no gelatin in this. But I think if you spice it up really nicely, right now it's bland because there's no salt in it. But this would be great as a base for a lot of different dishes. Wow. So we're pretty much going to let this cool. And then we are going to put it into some Ziploc bags, put it in the freezer. So then when we want some stock, we just take a Ziploc bag out, throw it in a pot, let it melt, and then go on with our dish. But yeah, this is really, really nice. I'm really, really pleased with the outcome because I've never been able to make vegetable stock that was this rich and dark before. So, Cosori, thumbs way up on that. So, my final assessment on the Cosori 8-quart pressure cooker. It did a fantastic job on our stock. I'm really, really pleased. how fast it came together. You could do a meat stock in that just as well. You could put some chicken in there. If you have rotisserie chicken, throw it in there. Smoked chicken, the leftover carcass, throw it in there. You could do turkey. You could do a beef broth. Roast some beef bones in the oven, throw them in there. You'll get a beautiful, beautiful stock to use. In terms of the functions of the cooker, this cooker has some of the most presets that I've ever seen on an electric pressure cooker. It has all these. It has meat and stew, white rice, slow cook, hot pot, which I want to try doing hot pot, poultry, brown rice, yogurt, saute, soup, multigrain, pasta, bake, beans, steamed vegetables, steamed potatoes, and reheat. It also has 3 pressure functions, which I haven't really seen something. I've seen pressure cookers that have a low and a high, but this one has a medium, and that's what we used, and it worked great. When we did a manual release, the manual release was kind of slow. It took like 9 or 10 minutes for all the pressure to come out. It possibly is because I had so much liquid in there. It took a little while for it to come up to pressure because that liquid was just flat out cold water. So it took a little longer for it to come to pressure because there was so much cold water in there. The only issue I had with it when we first did the water test was how to take off that lid. I'm so used to when you turn them and the lid comes off. But this has this function where the lid can stay on, which is handy because the lid, this is a big cooker and the lid is a little bit heavier. So it took me a little bit to figure out with that screw and how to get it on and off. But once I did, it's basically no problem doing it. It's a little clunkier than just having a lid that you screw off and lift off, but it really wasn't a problem doing that. They probably did that because the lid is a lot bigger, plus they wanted the functionality of you to have something to hold the lid on instead of having to put it down on your counter or a plate or something to keep it, because it's hot, from keeping it from damaging anything. But great cooker. It is a lot bigger than the 6-quart that I'm used to. But I'm really going to enjoy it to make stuff like stock, to make big, batches for the freezer, for cooking for the week, cooking for the month. I think it's fabulous. So the Cosori 8-quart pressure cooker gets my thumbs up. The vegetable stock gets my thumbs up. I'll put a link down in the description to this cooker. And Cosori, thank you very much for sending it. I really appreciate it. If you like this video, please subscribe below and leave me a comment and a like. Visit my website at amylearnstocook.com. I'm also on Twitter and Pinterest at amylearnstocook. On Facebook, I'm at facebook.com/groups/amylearnstocook. And on Instagram, I'm at Cookin' with Amy. So I just want to take a little taste of this. Trust me, if you take a taste of it without any salt in it, you're going to be like, right? Because it's not that it's bland, it's just, your taste buds want salt. Yeah. So let me see how this is with this little salt in it. It's really good. It's so vegetable. It's like fresh vegetables. It's like you can really taste the celery. You can taste the leeks. You can taste the bay. So when you make this, try throwing whatever vegetables you have and then taste it. And the next time you make it, adjust. Because to me, it tastes like really celery. I really like it. But if you don't want so much celery taste, cut down the celery and put another onion or something in there. It's really good. Yeah. I mean, this will make me never want store-bought stock ever again. It's very tasty. It tastes like fresh vegetables. So try it.